Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2. This wasn't doing anything. 6 seconds left. That's fine.
Those aren't working?
No, it didn't seem to be. Got the adapter. It was supposed to work.
Did you bring a cord in with this?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, right here. Okay.
I don't know.
Mic check 2. Mic check 2. Test, test. Yeah, that's on.
versus Hill Murray. Can you hear me?
You can hear okay.
I can hear. Yep. Can you hear me?
No, but that's okay. You're good.
I know the one game nobody could hear me the first game.
Yeah, because you were in Larry's connection.
Oh. Yeah, I can hear fine. I can hear myself speaking.
That's the other announcer. But this one here was supposed to work so I could hear them back. And it's not. It's buzzing, but they're good. Mic check 2, mic check 2.
Yeah, that one works. That one works.
Check, check.
Yeah. And I can't. I think this one would work, but it's not.
Mic check, check 1, 2. Mic check, check 1, 2.
How you doing?
So that's separate than the Spread TV? Oh, okay. Right now, once it gets going, we'll just turn it on and it'll be good. It's picking us up right now.
Check, check. Can you hear me? Moorhead versus Hill Murray.
Mic check, mic check. Check, check.
Can you hear me? Down. Does that turn it down?
Okay.
Now
Check, check.
both.
Can you hear both mics? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Nothing?
Try it again.
Can you hear me? Moorhead, can you hear me?
Check, check.
Okay, so they're both working.
Here we are from the Cullen Hockey Center for Minnesota High School Hockey. We've got the number 3 Moorhead Spuds facing off against the number 10 Hill Murray Pioneers.
Yeah, I can hear him. Check, check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
You guys want to do a pregame or no? Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check.
Welcome to Spuds TV. Another broadcast of Moorhead boys Spud varsity hockey team, and we got a special day here today. This is Rob Grammer coming at you with the broadcast with the color commentary from Dan Frisch. Well, Dan, it's a unique day here at the Cullen Hockey Center, the Dennis Bushy rink, where the high school team has ventured a couple of blocks over from the high school to play at the youth rink where it all started.
Yeah, awesome venue, and the place is packed. Every pane of glass has got a person behind it. It's going to be really neat, especially for the seniors to play their last regular season game in front of the crowd and at the rink where it all started for most of them.
Hopefully the camera angle and the ambient noise is able to pick up the atmosphere in here today, but it's packed over here on the bleacher side. As Dan mentioned, players standing along the glass, players, fans. The community is out. Here come the Spuds onto the ice right now. For this matchup, high school hockey of the number 1 seed in 8AA here as the seedings have come out. The Moorhead Spuds are taking on the Hill Murray Pioneers, ranked, I believe, number 2 in their section, number 10 or 11 in the state, and the Spuds are number 3. It's going to be one heck of a matchup today.
Yeah, Moorhead's wearing their bright orange, brand new jerseys this year. Got the names on the back. They look sharp, look crisp. This will be a fun one.
Hill Murray Pioneers have come onto the ice, and today's matchup, not only top teams coming out, there's plenty of talent on the ice, but the headliner, I believe, is going to be what appears to be a Frank Brimzik matchup between two outstanding goalies who are widely considered right now the top two in the state and kind of vying for that Frank Brimzik award between the Spuds Hudson Hodges and Remington Keppel of Hill Murray.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting to watch, and you know, anything can happen when your goalie's hot. You can go a long ways. You can take it all the ways. So to watch these two battle it out is going to be a fun treat for the fans today.
Here we go with starting lineups. We'll have the national anthem and the drop of the puck. Starting lineups have been announced. The anthem has been played, and we're ready for some high school hockey.
Yeah, there's a ton of energy in here. This is going to be a fun one. For the players and the fans, this is going to be great. I haven't seen it this full in this rink since the Bantam State VFW tournament here a couple years ago.
That's right. This group, a lot of this group was a part of that tournament, the Bantam VFW State tournament where they won it. Of course, your son, Dan Ethan, was a part of that group. That was a lot of fun. The building was rocking that day, and it will be rocking today.
Yeah, that's always fun when the community comes out, packs this place fortunate enough to have this venue today, so it's going to be a fun one for sure.
Spuds will come out with their typical starting lineup so far this season with the Johnson line with Triggs and Jess. Grammer and Greg were on defense, and Hill Murray's going to come with what appears to be a young line of Godbout, Pierre, and Jensen. But don't let that fool you, because I bet Nick Pierre's played as many or more high school hockey games as anyone on the ice today as a sophomore. This is his third season of varsity hockey already for Hill Murray. He was up here 2 years ago as an 8th grader and actually scored a couple of goals as the Pioneers came in and stunned the Spuds that year 3-0.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. He's a special player, good player. And, you know, these teams, they kind of shuffle lines and mix players all year trying to find the right combo, because it's that time of year now where you want to be playing your best hockey. And Coach Lechner with Hill Murray, every year he has a history of getting his team ready to roll by mid-February, and I'm guessing they're in prime shape right now.
Well, you mentioned Bill Lechner, certainly one of the historical figures in Minnesota high school hockey as a longtime coach and a very well-respected coach. And as you mentioned, always has the Pioneers ready to play, especially this time of the year. So the players are approaching the center circle. Ref is getting a thumbs up from the goaltenders. They're ready, and here we go. We got Minnesota high school hockey. Puck is down. Gregoire over to Grammer. Grammer looks rink wide, but it hits Pierre. Johnson backhands it out to center, where it's picked up there by the Pioneers and sent in where Hodges sets up. Grammer reverses play. Jess is the first to it in the corner, and he comes out, slides it nicely to Johnson, and Carter will exit the zone. Chips it in behind Pioneer Palatichuk, and it goes deep into the corner, where it's picked up again there by Fleischacker. Fleischacker comes up, gets it up to Pierre on the wing, slides it, but Johnson in back pressure has it. Now Grammer. Grammer sends it up to Triggs in the middle, and back come the Spuds. Triggs gets it in around Palatichuk, and he's ridden off to play. Fleischacker there, wraps it around where Pierre is met by Max Dronen. Max wins the puck, slides it in deep to Johnson. Johnson to Triggs. Triggs tries to slide it back, and it bounces cleared away by a Pioneer defender where Gunko comes back. Grammer picks it up, and here he comes across the line. Steps across and tries to snap one to the net, but is blocked there. Gunko picks it up and snaps it in on Keppel. He makes the first save of the game. Pioneers try to exit the zone over along the wall, but Carson Triggs does a nice job, who lays it in back where Fleischacker has it, lays it up the wing over there to a Pioneer player, and he clears it rink wide, but Gunkel picks it off and tries to send it in deep. Gunkel does batter there with Strobel, and he's able to win that battle. Moylan peels off, gets it up to Lindberg, and Lindberg is able to win a stick battle there with Begley, and it goes into the Pioneer zone, where Reagan tries to hit the pass to the wing, but Overbo picks it off, sends it back in deep around. Not Fleischacker, but Pioneer there again. Overbo meets him with Fear, and we've got two Spuds and two Pioneers trying to win a puck in the corner. Rolls it around there where it comes to a Pioneer, and they pick it up in reverse field. Set up behind the net. Pioneers try to exit the zone, and that pass is going to just elude Charlie Strobel. Go the length of the ice for an icing.
Yeah, good first shift, a lot of action. Both teams trying to establish the pace of play in this game. Both teams coming out physically, and most of that first minute or two was spent down in Hill Murray's end. Moorhead does a good job of putting pressure on and really transitioning quickly from center ice to get it down deep in their zone.
Zupfer's going to step in for the face-off against Overbo, and Overbo wins it to Holm. Holm snaps a quick one on Keppel, but he's there with the glove. Mountain and Quast on the wings for Zupfer. Overbo win. This time Zupfer wins it. Pioneers clear around behind, or it's played off the wall and out. Gregoire slams it back in. Keppel tries to stop, but is unable. Holm first to the puck as it's wrapped around, and it's cleared high off the glass, but not out where Moylan keeps it in, but he played it with the glove.
Yeah, good job by Moylan of holding the blue line there, but when it went from his hand to our teammate's stick there, from Moorhead's teammate's stick, it's going to end up going all the way back down into Moorhead's zone.
That'll bring the face-off deep in the Spud zone to Hodges right. At the top line for the Pioneers, out with Godbout, Jensen, and Pierre. Palatichuk and Fleischacker at the point. Puck won by Jensen, and out comes, but Grammer wins the puck, and out he comes, gets it around Palatichuk. Jess picks up, comes in, but he's checked off by Jensen there. Triggs gets the puck, but he's met by Palatichuk, and out comes Palatichuk here. Joe Palatichuk coming up to the neutral zone, gets to the red and dumps it in deep. Hodges will elect to let it go, but Gunkel's first to the puck, and he's met there by Godbout. where he ties him up, and the Pioneers go on the forecheck, but Grammer comes away with the puck. Here comes Luke Grammer, slides it nicely over to Jess. Jess crosses the line, gets it behind Palatichuk again, and he takes out 2 Spuds in the process there. And Luke Grammer's in on the forecheck to tie up Fleischacker. Now the Spuds, Triggs Johnson, Fleischacker Jensen. Johnson comes away with it. Comes around behind, he's checked off there by Palatichuk, but Carter continues, gets it down to Jess. Jess peels out of the corner, now Triggs picks up behind the net. He's checked off by Fleischacker, and Jensen comes away with it, slides it to Godbout. Godbout across to Pierre, crosses the red line, throws it in deeper. Hodges will play it there. Grammer's going to circle around the net, coming up the ice looking for an outlet, and he eludes one guy and then gets it over to Jess, and the Spuds have numbers, 3-on-2 forming. Jess tries to get it across to Max Dronen, but unable to, as he's checked off the play nicely there by Begley, and here comes the Pioneers in on net. Their first attempt where Hodges is there with the pad, and out comes Carson Triggs. Carson Triggs through the neutral zone, crosses the red to Max Dronen. Dronen comes in, tries to snap one off, but he's met there by Begley in the stick. Puck comes to the wall where Strobel tries to clear it high and out, is able to, and Moylan regroups. He hits Triggs up the middle with a nice play there, and here come the Spuds back in. Back to Dronen. Dronen snaps it off. Keppel there with the blocker, but Triggs first to it again. Carson Triggs circles around. We have a whistle. I believe the net has come off.
Yep, net was popped loose, and both teams are doing a good job. Hill Murray in particular, their defensemen are stepping up and closing the gap, not giving Moorhead much of a chance as soon as they hit that blue line. And they're actually, Hill Murray's back checkers are doing a good job. They're working as a unit to close down Moorhead right about at the blue line.
Hardy in for the draw, but it's won back by Dronen, who gets it back for a shot from Grant Frisch, and the puck is cleared out high by the Pioneers. It rolls in harmlessly on Hodges. He clears it to the side for Grant Frisch, who snaps it up to the wing to Lindberg. Lindberg finds Carson Triggs coming across, and that's broken up nicely there by Begley, and Triggs is able to come away with the puck and get it in behind Begley. And there it's picked up by Reagan. Reagan peels around behind his net, reverses it back to nobody in particular, and Triggs is the first there. Passes it to Lindberg, who snaps it to the net, but Begley's there. Or excuse me, Keppel.
Good pass. Lindberg gets a good chance there, and Moorhead's doing a real good job of neutral ice, taking advantage of an opportunity and transitioning that quick pass from the defenseman up quickly to try and catch Hill Murray flat-footed, and it's been effective here on 2 occasions.
Overbowl in for the draw against Zupfer, and Zupfer is able to win it back where Begley puts it in behind the net for Reagan. Reagan tries to come up, but the Spuds check him off nicely, and it's picked up there by Zupfer, who circles around behind, tries to hit the wing, unable to get it over to Mountain, but it's slammed back in by the Spuds. Pioneers reverse it again, back into trouble where Overbowl is there, but Reagan is able to win the puck from him, and out come the Pioneers. Try a long rink-wide stretch pass. It doesn't connect, and it'll go for an icing.
Yep, good. I often say gap control, and that's because I was a defenseman, but both teams have really good gap control right now. Moorhead's defense not giving them any room either, and that puck snuck away, but good gap control on both ends.
Both top units, all 5 starters on the ice for both teams again. Jensen in with Johnson, but Jensen's kicked out of the circle, and here comes Pierre. Johnson's able to win that draw to Jess. Jess to Grammer. Grammer tries to snap it back on net, but it doesn't make it all the way through, and Jensen plays a long pass up to Pierre, tipped in deep. Luke Grammer first to the puck. Nice little backhanded pass to Jess. Jess up to Johnson. Johnson trying to scream ahead and is able to win the puck to Triggs on the wall. Triggs tries a backhanded pass that gets all the way through. Jess first to it in the corner. Jess back to Triggs. Triggs tries out front again. Just misses. Pioneer Fleischacker tries to clear. He misses. Now Jess has it. Throws it in on Keppel, and it bounces dangerously to the side of the net where the Spuds almost catch a break. But here's a rink-wide pass to Godbout. Grammer in pursuit. Grammer first to it. Fends off Godbout, and here comes Luke Grammer around the net. Reverses it back to Gregoire. Gregoire to Jess on the wall. Colin Jess tries a rink-wide pass. Nice stick from Pierre, but Johnson picks it off, and here comes Carter Johnson. Steps in, slides it back to Triggs, and the one touch just wide. A beautiful place from Carter Johnson. And Caden Triggs not quite able to get good wood on that one-touch shot.
Yeah, this top line for Moorhead has just been artistic, the way they're moving the puck. There's 3 or 4 behind-the-back passes and a couple nice touch passes here, and it all starts with the hard work. Carter Johnson really working hard to get that puck coughed up, and just a nice good opportunity there for Moorhead. Great pass, just a little bit wide. Like the referees are trying to sink that net in a little deeper. It's come off a couple times now.
Well, we hope this does not become an ongoing problem for the teams, as sometimes when you go to a new rink, the security of the net is a little bit different, and the goalies have to adjust, and we certainly don't want that to impact play. Puck is down, Fear and Strobel in. Strobel's going to win it back, and the Pioneers will try to come out as Hardy gets it on the wall, but he's tied up nicely there, and Overbo tries to come away with it. He's played out the puck. Holm comes away, snaps it to the net, sticked away by Keppel there, and out come the Pioneers. Charlie Strobel now trying to get around Moylan, but a nice play by Cade Moylan in there, but the puck is cleared up to the Pioneers. And here comes Gruba. Gruba circling around, tries to tuck it short side, and Hodges holds the pipe nice there. And now Fear and Strobel in the corner. Fear comes away with it, flips it up, tries to clear it out to center ice to Holm, but it hits some traffic and bounces back where Moylan into Gunkel. Gunkel to Moylan, and Moylan in a nice long pass to Overbo, and the Spuds are in. He tries to get it to Lindberg, and Lindberg hits off his skates and bounces there where it comes in behind, where Strobel plays it behind the Pioneer net up into the netting.
Yeah, good job by Hill Murray of the defenseman reading the play. No one was covering him on the point. He takes the puck and gets a good opportunity, almost stuffs it in on Hodges, but Hudson's been playing well. He's able to get his leg in the way and keep that one out of the net.
Dronen will step into the circle against Zupfer. And Zupfer's able to win that one back to Begley, who goes high off the glass, and it comes out, and Luke Grammer's able to elude the oncoming Pioneer forechecker, gets it to Lindberg. Lindberg slides it up ahead, where it's intercepted there by a Pioneer, but here comes Luke Grammer, steps around the Pioneer and enters the zone, looking for something, and hits traffic as he shoots it. Luke Mion now gets the puck, and he fires it through, and Gavin Lindberg almost taps it into an empty net, but just misses. Now Triggs battling for the puck and is able to win it, but a Pioneer sticks it away there as Begley was able to clear. And then the rink-wide pass comes from Mountain, goes the length of the ice, and icing is waved off. And Grammer ties up his man there, and the Pioneers come away with it. Zupfer, Grammer in behind the net. Grammer rides his man off. Zupfer's ridden off by Dronen, and away comes Carson Triggs up the ice. And he's taken down hard with a stick by the Pioneers. And number 9, Nick Mountain's going to get a penalty here as Carson Triggs sidestepped him, and he took him down.
Yep. Moorhead is working hard on that shift and moving their feet, and Hill Murray had no choice but to pull him down. So Moorhead will get their first power play opportunity of the game here, and they've got their top unit out and hoping to make some magic here.
Pioneers will counter on the penalty kill with Loschinger and Zupfer. They got Fleischacker and Palatichuk, their top D pairing, out, and they're able to clear the puck as Fleischacker sends it down on Hodges. He'll stick it aside for Luke Grammer to wait for his help to come, and he's got Triggs on the left, Johnson and Jess, and he gets it to Carter. Carter comes up through the zone, enters it, flips it in deep behind Palatichuk, but Fleischacker meets Johnson in the corner, and Palatichuk and Jess are going to battle, and Jess is going to win that one. Johnson gets it across to Overbo, and Overbo tries to get it up top to Grammer, and he's able to. Now Triggs at the point. Snaps one to the net. Keppel gets his pad on it. Johnson in retrieval wins it up to Overbo. Overbo down to Johnson. Johnson back to Grammer up top. Grammer across to Triggs. Triggs back to Grammer on the top and over to Triggs. Triggs one-timer. Keppel has a tough time handling it, but is able to cover up.
Yeah, nice quick shot by Triggs right on net. Relatively easy save. He could see it the whole way, but Hill Murray doing a good job. They're not just playing the box on the down deep. They're being real aggressive, and that's what they're going to have to do to combat Moorhead's top unit on the power play. They're going to have to get after and be aggressive, and they were in that shift.
Strobel steps in against Dronen here, and Dronen's able to win it with some help from Lindberg, and it goes to Moylan and to Gregoire. Gregoire snaps it, and it gets blockered aside by Keppel. Back up to Gregoire now, and he gets it down to Lindberg. Lindberg on the wall, looking, finds Triggs down low, back to Lindberg. Gavin Lindberg fires one just wide on the short side. Up to Moylan, and he gets it back to Dronen. But some good pressure there from the Pioneer defense, Reagan, and he's able to clear the zone. Gregoire now regroups it, gets it up to Triggs, and Triggs is by himself. He's going to have a nice effort there to get it in deep, but it's met there by Begley, who wraps it around hard, but Cade Moylanen's there to keep it in. Down to Dronen. Dronen met there nicely by a Pioneer defender, by Begley, and here comes Carson Triggs out of the corner with a nice attempt to come in short side, but again, Keppel's there.
Yeah, Carson sees the opening there and the opportunity, which there weren't many of them because Hill Murray's playing very aggressive here on that penalty kill, and I'm guessing at the direction of Coach Lechner, an aggressive style of play. They're not going to sit back and let Moorhead just do what they want.
Johnson will step into the circle against Eischen, and Johnson's able to win it, but Jess comes away with it, slides it across over to Grammer, and Grammer elects to set up there, and he finds Johnson down low, back to Grammer at the point. Grammer across to Triggs, one-time shot there. No traffic, and Keppel sees that one pretty easily.
Yeah, you know, of all the players you want to get the puck on his stick, it's Caden Triggs right now. He's been magical. I think he's got, 28, 29 goals this year, and had a couple good shots so far, but nobody in the way, so the goalie's got a pretty clear vision of that shot.
Nice job there on the draw by Quast to come in, and he's on a break now, and he fires a shot on Hodges, but Hodges is equal to the task there. Nice job by Quast winning a battle off the faceoff to create that. Here comes Grammer across the line, lays it back, and Quast in back pressure intercepts that pass and clears it for the Pioneers. Johnson up to Jess. Jess has no help there, but he's able to stick it past Polotachuk, and now Polotachuk's going to be the first to it in the corner. He tries to not play it as a high stick was being called, and the Pioneers are able to come away as Godbout slides it rink wide to Pierre, and here comes the speedy Nick Pierre. He comes in, but Grammer's there with a nice play and back pressure, gets it up to Johnson coming through the neutral zone. Back come the Spuds. Jess streaking to the net. Carter tries to shoot it on net, but it's deflected nice with a defensive stick there by Gruba, which goes out of play.
You know, those are the things that a lot of, say, the casual hockey fan may not notice, but just the play of stick as a defenseman or a forward, just to get your stick in the way close enough to deflect that shot. It's an important play that oftentimes goes unnoticed, but it's very important.
Overboy in, and Jensen's able to win that draw back to the corner. And the Pioneers roll it behind, but the Spuds are able to win the puck again. Speedy Nick Pierre comes in around, but Kai Holman back pressure is able to get back nicely and disrupt Nick Pierre. Moylanen in the corner gets ridden off hard by Pierre. Godbout helping him out, but here comes Fear back in the corner, first to the puck. Lucas Fear chips it up to Overbo. Overbo slides it wide to Kai Holm, who picks it up off the wall, and here comes Kai. Snaps it low, far side, just wide. Past Keppel, and Overbo's the first to the puck. He chips it in behind for Fear. He's ridden off the play nicely there, and it's rolled around the corner by the Pioneer defenseman. Nick Pierre has it in the middle and throws it in deep, tries to get it over across to Gruba, but they all peel off for a line change, and Moylanen comes up, tries to hit Fear on the wing, just misfires, and that'll go for an icing.
Yeah, pass just a little bit off target, sneaks behind Lucas there and all the way down. So it'll be a face-off in Moorhead's end, just off Hudson Hodges' right shoulder, and Moorhead's going to have to get a clean break out here and try and make their way down to the other end.
Strobel's going to step into the left circle and take this face-off for the Pioneers, but it's won there by Max Dronen nicely. And he plays it to Gregoire, who chips it back up the wall to Lindberg on a nice play by McCoy. Lindberg's ridden off hard there by Eischen. And now Strobel comes away with it, and he tries to center it to an oncoming Hardy, but it's broken up nicely by the Spud defense, and here comes Max Dronen, who gets it in deep, first to the puck. He's ridden off hard there, tries to get it up, but Hardy takes him out, and now the Pioneers come back out, and here comes Begley crossing the blue line, fires it in, wraps it around nicely to his help there with Eischen first to the puck, gets it now in behind to Hardy, and Hardy goes to work, back to Eischen. Gregoire's trying to ride him off, and Eischen fights him off, gets it up to the point. Begley's looking, and he's played nicely there by Johnny Franklin. But Hardy does work. Gunkel ties him up nicely. Strobel wins a puck back to Begley. Begley fires across to Polotachuk. Polotachuk plays it off the end wall nicely to his teammate there, Eischen, who is unable to get a shot off, and it's flipped up high. Here comes Johnny Franklin. Johnny Franklin through the neutral zone, coming in on Fleischacker. Snaps one hard in on Keppel, and Fleischacker's able to come away with the rebound. Gets it up to Strobel. Strobel picked off by Johnson nicely. And he tries a quick transition to Triggs, and Triggs wraps it in a hard to where his help is, and Jess is the first there to Grammer. Grammer back to Jess. Jess back to Grammer. Grammer's met there by some traffic. Quast again, but now Triggs creates a turnover to Johnson, to Triggs, tries to center it back, unable to, broken up nicely by Fleischacker, and Triggs tries to center it again, where it's tipped out to Grammer at the point, rams it back into Triggs, lets it go for Johnson. Johnson out to Jess, tips it up just over the net on a nice looking play again. Triggs first to it. Here comes Triggs, the big body out of the corner, fights his way to the front of the net, fighting, shooting, and Jess comes to Jess, who flips it over the net again. Johnson tries to center it, but it's picked off nicely there by the Pioneers, and Zupfer tries to clear, but Grammer is able to knock the play down with a glove, and it's a hand pass.
Yeah, good effort by Triggs coming out of the corner, protecting the puck. Strong base, strong legs coming out of the corner there. He was able to get a good opportunity. And, you know, Rob, the Hill Murray, their forwards, they must be in good shape. I don't know if they got a Peloton for Christmas or what, but they're They've got big stretch passes. They're hanging out way behind the defenseman, and then they're getting back checking perfectly. So they're working hard.
There we go with Overbo winning the draw back to Moylan, but it's picked off there very quickly. Jensen's able to pick off a pass, slide it over to the aforementioned Nick Pierre, who one times it passed Hodges, who didn't have a chance on that one.
Yeah, I think Pierre's been in that position before, and he was able to capitalize on a quick transition, and really that's what the game of hockey is. It's quick transitions, and if you can capitalize and catch the other team flat-footed, you can bury the puck, and that's exactly what the Pioneers did.
Well, the Pioneers scored that quickly with their top unit, and they quickly changed lines as they're clearly trying to do some line matching against the Spuds here, and Overbo will step in on the draw against Hardy, and Hardy wins it back to Reagan. Reagan throws it up the wall, trying to find Eischen, but he's ridden off hard by Holm, and the play goes down behind the Spuds net where Moylan gets it, reverses to Gunkel, and Kai Holmes met there by Eischen, who wins the puck, and here comes Eischen out of the corner, slides it up to Begley. Begley's trying to find a seam, but he's deflected nicely away from Fear there, and out comes Cade Moylan up the ice. Cade Moylan exits the zone, gets it over to Overbo. Mike Overbo coming. He's challenged there by Begley, and the two go hard into the corner, and Begley wins that battle and knocks Overbo to his backside, and the play is cleared out to Moylan, and Moylan comes rink wide to Grammer, and Luke will retreat with the puck, looking for a play, and he peels back behind his net. Here comes Luke Grammer back up the middle, snaps it rink wide to Carson Triggs. Here comes Carson. Carson crosses the blue line, gets it in deep around Palatichuk, ridden off hard. Dronin gets it in the corner now first to it, and he's tied up nicely. Now Palatichuk rides Triggs off, but Carson wins the puck. But Zupfer's able to come away with it around behind the net to Strobel. Strobel up the wing has nothing to do but bank it out, and Grammer will regroup in the neutral zone. Slides it across to Triggs again. Triggs rams it in behind Keppel, where it's met there by Palatichuk. He reverses to Fleischacker. Fleischacker up the wing to Quast. Quast comes out, and he's met there by Lindbergh nicely. But here comes Zupfer, able to get that deflected puck, and he crosses the line. Zupfer enters on Grammer, and he gets a shot out from the wall that Hodges is able to handle.
Hodges takes some exception to Hill Murray coming in for that rebound and gives him a little whack to back him off, let him know he's not okay with that. So Hill Murray, they've been impressive thus far, I think. Their defensemen are about as aggressive as I've seen here in some time, and they're not giving Moorhead many opportunities, no time and space. Impressive unit.
Johnson in for the draw against Jensen, and Luke Grammer comes away with it. Gets around the net quickly to Triggs, and Triggs tries a little soft pass to Johnson, and it's picked off by Jensen again. Jensen turns it back quickly. Shot on Hodges, but he flips it away, and Triggs goes high up the glass to clear the puck. And here comes Grammer and Johnson. Grammer and Johnson across. Luke sends it in deep behind Keppel, where Palatichuk gets it. He plays it around, where it's met by Godbout and Jess, and now the play comes away, where Jensen was able to clear the zone and nearly had a 2-on-1, but Gregoire's there to stop that play, and it comes up to Jess across to Triggs, and Fleischacker's there to pick it off. And across the line comes Fleischacker, snaps it into Hodges, and we'll get a whistle there.
Yeah, again, a good job by McCoy Gregoire being aggressive and not tentative at all. Hill Murray bounces that puck around his partner, and McCoy Gregoire comes over quickly and snatches it up before the 2-on-1 had any chance to generate any steam. So good job by McCoy Gregoire.
Overbo is in for the draw against Strobel. Strobel's kicked out, and Eischen will come in and take his place. And Eichen's able to win it back where Strobel gets it up top to Regan. Regan looks and snaps into the net that's deflected and nearly gets past Hodges, but it goes wide. Eischen knocks it out of the air and plays it back in deep where Grant Frisch is there, and he reverses it around where Kai Holm will be the first to it. But he's met there by Hardy, and Hardy throws it in to deflect it up high by Strobel, and Hodges gets his glove on it.
Yeah, again, this, I know I've mentioned it a couple times, but the defensive unit for Hill Murray here, they're very aggressive both defensively, and when they get the puck on their stick, they're just assertive and aggressive, and it's been effective for them.
Overbo and Strobel in again, and now the Spuds are able to win this one with some help as Grammer steps in to take the puck out of the pile, and he sets up behind his net. Here comes Luke, and he snaps it over to Holm. Holm tries to play it up, but Strobel's there nice on the forecheck to break up that pass, and the Pioneers send it in deep behind Hodges where Grammer will set up again. Here comes Luke, flips it up to Fear on the wing. Out come the Spuds, and Fear tries to go rink wide, but it hits another skate of a Pioneer where it deflects in, and here comes the Pioneers. Eischen will bring it in around the net, and he has control with Gunkel keeping him in check. Eischen rotates it back deep where Overbo is there to pick it up. Fans on a clearing attempt, and now The Pioneers lay it in behind. Zupfer in there, and Strobel now battling Gunkel. And now Zupfer and Grammer. And he snaps it up top to Fleischacker, who puts it just wide of the net. And Fear will pursue against Begley. Begley wins that puck in behind. And Overbo gets to it and is able to clear it. That'll go the length of the ice. But Keppel comes out to play it, catching the Spuds in a line change. And Strobel was just unable to clear the zone as Zupfer entered on what looked like a break. As Keppel steps out nicely to try to catch the Spuds going for a change.
Yeah, good heads-up play there. I didn't know what the call was at first. They were calling too many men or what the call was, but yeah, good heads-up play by Hill Murray's goaltender for sure. Spuds were saved by the whistle on that one.
Well, they were, and sometimes the tendency when you think it's going to be an icing, a lot of the players will let up. And I think it kind of caught both teams there where the Spuds were a little slow in a change, and Strobel was a little slow getting out of the zone. So no harm, no foul there. Puck back to Moylan, who tries to shoot it to the net, but blocked by a host of Pioneers. And they try to clear, but it's won there by Jess, who keeps it in, gets it to Triggs, but just out of the reach of Caden. And Pilatachuk's the first to it in the corner. He reverses it to Koss, but Johnson intercepts nicely. Nice anticipation from Carter Johnson. Puck off at Jess as they try to clear it, but comes to a Pioneer. It's up for, and Quast plays it in deep behind Gregoire, where Moylanen's the first to it behind Hodges. Gets it to Jess on the wing, but he's met by Pilatachuk, who comes away with the puck. Joe Pilatachuk ridden hard off the play by McCoy Gregoire, but Zupfer there to try to wrap it in. Puck bouncing in the slot, but won by Cullen Jess, who gets it up to Triggs, and here comes Jess and Johnson. Nice little entry pass, and here comes Caden Triggs on net. He's going to shoot and score. Caden Triggs cleans up the mess and tucks one home.
Good read by Caden Triggs. I see Carter Johnson was tied up by the defender, and the puck was laying right behind him, and Triggs came in and just grabbed it before anyone else could get it. And like I say, if there's anyone you want to get that puck on his stick right now, it's Caden Triggs, and he's able to bury it.
Well, Dan, I don't know what they can hear watching at home on Spuds TV, but I know it's pretty loud in here. I can't hear myself think, much less hear what you just said, and I hope it was good, because I'm sure it was, but I can't hear it.
I wouldn't allow anything less, Rob, so this is fun. This is a great atmosphere. There's no open spaces here.
Nick Pierre off the draw comes shooting in quickly, but broken up by Grammer on defense. And they try to center it, but Grammer's there to pick it off and roll it around to Carson Triggs. And that's going to bring the first period to an end. And a very fast-paced game where the Pioneers strike first. The Spuds get one late to answer, and we've got a 1-1 high school hockey game.
Yeah, it's fortunate for Moorhead to get that goal right before the end of the period. That's a good momentum swing here heading into the second period, and I think we're in for a great game.
Well, Dan, let's head to the hospitality room and talk it over.
Let's do it.
Well, both teams have returned to the ice for the second period, and on the Ryan Frisch Realty scoreboard, we got a tie game, Dan.
Yeah, this has been a fun one, and I think we're in for a good showdown here in the second period. Both teams were physical.
You're having a hard time hearing. It's these two.
Both teams shown a lot of aggressiveness and not giving the other team a lot of time and space, so it's been a fun one to watch, and I think this will be a good battle.
I wonder if one of these controls the microphone. Like volume out. Headphones, here it is. That's gonna do it. Now you're probably louder.
Looks like both teams' starting five are out on the ice here to start the second period. It'll be the line, both lines that created the goals here so far, with Jensen on a nice forecheck, created a turnover and quickly found Pierre on the backside for the Pioneer goal, and then Johnson coming in, creating some havoc, and Triggs cleaning up that mess for the Spuds.
Yep, both teams taking advantage of a good quick transition, and both led to a goal.
Johnson wins it to Gregoire, over to Grammer. Put the stick back to Gregoire. Gregoire to Triggs on the wall. He's unable to handle, but here comes McCoy, who gets it up. And now Triggs will cross the red line and throws it in off of Pioneer, where Jensen directs it in, but Pelota checks the first there. He slams it off the wall, but Johnson picks it off and keeps it in, but then Jensen comes up the wall again and hits a spot. Now Carter Johnson tries to center it to Jess, but the Pioneers pick it off, throw it rink wide to Pierre. He gets to the line, but he's met by Triggs, who slams it back to Fleischacker. Fleischacker tries to get it up. He finds Pierre, and Pierre tries to snap it across to Godbout. Mishandles it, crosses the line, and fires one in on Hodges. Hodges uses the blocker to put it up in the netting.
Yeah, good quick shot, but Hodges could see that the whole way as well, and we'll have a face-off here just to the right of Hodges. Both those top lines for both teams have been pretty effective with their passes. You can tell they've played together all year, and they kind of know where their line mates will be, and they've been just sweet tape-to-tape passes.
Dronen in against Hardy, and Dronen wins it to Lindbergh, who reverses it nicely to Gunkel, who finds Dronen in the middle, but it's a bouncing puck that comes out to Begley, and he slams it back in behind Hodges. Gunkel will be the first there. He mishandles there, and it's picked off by Eischen. Eischen circles, centers. It's tipped by Hardy, who tries to fight for a puck, but he's defended well by Dronen, and Hodges covers up.
Yeah, good job by Moorhead of being on their man there, not letting them get a good rebound off of Hodges there, and tied his stick up, so able to prevent an opportunity for Hill Murray.
Dronen in again against Hardy, and again Dronen's able to win it to Lindbergh. Lindbergh slides it around behind to Gunkel, and he skewers it up to Triggs on the wall. Triggs nicely reverses field, or pivots, and backhands one to Dronen, who gets across the line and throws it in deep. But he was unable to get to the red line, so we're going to have an icing here on the Spuds.
Yeah, nice body contact by Eischen there, and Hill Murray on Dronen. Good clean check, and that's about as clean as they get, but a nice hit, and able to bounce that off the stick, but it leads to an ice.
Strobel and Dronen will step in for the draw. Linesman taking issue with the wings, but he drops the puck, and it's one there, but Hardy kind of sneaks in to win that puck for the Pioneers. They throw it off the end wall on a play they've tried a couple of times, but Dronen is there nicely to clear the puck away, and there's a scrum in the corner. You got Eischen, who circles it up, gets it to Regan, and Regan plays it down to Strobel. Strobel snaps it across to Begley. Begley tries to put it on net, but it's wide, and right there Triggs picks it up and tries to find Lindbergh across the ice. Here comes Moylanen now, ridden off hard by Eischen, and here comes the Pioneer Strobel. He steps in, tries to shoot it, but Wyatt Gunkel with great stick integrity deflects the puck wide of Hodges into the corner, and the Spuds are going to come up now. Moylanen tries a rink-wide pass to Dronen, but misses, but it's no icing is waved off, and up come the Pioneers now. Begley finds Eischen. Eischen tries to hit the middle for Zupfer, but it's picked off there. And now Regan steps in and throws it in deep for the Pioneers. Rattles around behind where Grant Frisch is the first to the puck. Grant reverses it back around to Moylanen, who sticks it up the side to Holm. Holm clears it up high out of the zone, right to Overbo, and we've got a 2-on-1. Overbo with Fear coming. Overbo across to Fear, but Fear's tied up by Kloss nicely on a back check, and the puck goes harmlessly to the corner. Now it's cleared by Zupfer around behind to Pelotachuk, who gets it up Help the wall for the Pioneers to clear. That puck comes deep in where Grammer's there with Quast, but Quast muscles Grammer off, but Grammer muscles him right back. And now Grant Frisch steps in to win that puck, but it's gotten there by Zupfer. Zupfer spins away from Grammer behind the net, finds Palatichuk, who rips one off the side of the net there on a one-timer, and Quast is the first to it, back to Zupfer. He's in check there by Grammer and Frisch, but Zupfer spins away and controls, lays it off the wall, back to Palatichuk. Palatichuk one-times it again, but Lucas Fear with a wonderful block shot there. Puck comes to center, where Palatichuk retreats and just fires it in. Now Grammer comes. Luke Grammer gets it up to home, but it goes right underneath his stick and goes the length of the ice for an icing.
Yeah, good job by Quast for Hill Murray of getting his stick in the way as Moorhead was approaching the net there. Some things that oftentimes go unseen, but getting that stick off the ice so Moorhead can't get a clean shot. That's a good job. Good job for Hill Murray defending in their own end.
Two top lines will step into the circle again with Jensen against Johnson to the left of Hodges. Johnson's able to win it where Moylanen gets it, lays it in behind for Gregoire, and he reverses it back on the wall to Triggs. Triggs takes a look and goes wide for Cullen Jess, and it just goes over his stick, and he's met there by Begley, who plays it back, but now Cullen comes back, and Triggs picks it up in the neutral zone, and here comes Creighton Triggs. Pulls up, looks for some help, gets it to Moylanen. Mishandled there, but Moylanen competes hard nicely on that puck to win it and throw it back in deep, where Begley's going to come in and throw it in behind his net. Over to Gruba. Gruba sets up and behind. He's checked by Caden Triggs out front, and Gruba reverses it back behind his net to Begley. Begley's looking for a play, but the Spuds have everything in check. Length of the ice goes for an icing as he tried to find Nick Pierre.
Yeah, Hill Murray, they're trying to get behind Moore's defense, and Pierre is trying to sneak back there and get that stretch pass to create an opportunity, but that one sneaks by.
So we'll have Johnson stepping in against Nick Pierre to the left of Keppel. And Pierre's able to win that over to the wall where Gruba gets it back to Begley, who clears it high up the glass. It comes out to the middle to Gunkel to Grammer, who just misses Johnson in the middle, and it goes the length of the ice, but no icing there. And now we've got Begley and Johnson and Triggs and Jensen. And Jensen rides Triggs hard out the wall, but Caden plays strong there to keep the puck alive for the Spuds, and Johnson picks away at it. Johnson's able to win it there, and here comes Carter out of the corner trying to find Jess, but unable to do it, as a nice play by Gruba to deflect that puck away. Gunkel meets the Pioneers at center ice, but here they come. Nick Pierre's in all alone, and he's going to snap it past Hodges on a broken play in the neutral zone.
Moorhead was looking to do a quick transition and get a good offensive opportunity for themselves, but Hill Murray's able to pick that off, and Pierre's in all alone. And, he's a great player, and in that case, he buried the puck.
Looked a little bit like the parting of the seas, like Grammer expected a play to come his way, and he was moving wide across the ice expecting the puck, and it never came, and it just left a wide open lane for Nick Pierre to come in all alone on Hodges, and he slips it past him. Puck is down, and Grant Frisch is going to play it off the wall up to Carson Triggs. And that's played up by Fleischacker back, and now Dronen gets it. Dronen back to Moylanen, but he's met there by Hardy with a nice stick, and now Hardy goes to work behind the net. Lays it up to Palatichuk. Palatichuk snaps it in to Strobel, who redirects it just wide of the net. A great heads-up play by Joe Palatichuk to find Strobel on the backside. Play continues. Lindbergh chips it up high up the glass, but Palatichuk keeps it in there. And now Triggs tries to win the puck there, and it comes away to Max Dronen, who circles out front. Mishandles there, but comes up for the Spuds, and the Pioneers keep it in, where Eischen will do battle with Moylanen down there. And Dronen is able to win the puck up to Moylanen, who chips it up to Carson Triggs, and here come the Spuds. Carson Triggs tries to find Lindbergh trailing, and Lindbergh plays it in, back around behind for Triggs. Now Triggs wins it there, back to Lindbergh. Here comes Gavin Lindbergh, but unable to step out as he's met there by Hardy, who comes away with the puck and looks wide. Gets it to Palatichuk, and here comes Joe Palatichuk through the middle. Crosses the blue line, checked in there nicely by Gregoire, and he spins it into the corner where Luke Grammer gets it, and he's pursued by Palatichuk, but he reverses it to Dronen. Dronen gets it to Gregoire, up to Triggs, and the Spuds are going to come out. He gets it in the middle to Lindbergh, who tries to lay it backside to Grammer coming up the ice, but a skate got in the way. And now the Pioneers have it in the middle. Begley across, laid back for Reagan, and Reagan gets a one-timer on Hodges, but he had a clear sight line on that one.
Yeah, good shot there. Moorhead with almost a golden opportunity there. Luke Grammer joins the rush, and like you say, that's
skate got in the way, otherwise Luke Grammer would have been in all alone.
Face off deep in the Spud zone. Overbo is going to step in against Zupfer. And Overbo wins it over to Kai Holm, who slams it up, but Reagan's there to roll it in behind, and Luke Grammer's first to the puck there, and he rolls it around on the right side to Fear, and Fear gets the puck there, but it's played up where the Pioneers throw it back in deep by Nick Mountain. Kai Holm first to the puck, but it gets away from him, and Reagan keeps it in, but all he can do is roll it in back around behind, all the way to the far side where Nick Mountain slams it back in, and it's going to come back around to Reagan again, and he just slams it in deep, where it's finally stopped there by Zupfer and McCoy Gregoire. Comes back up to Regan. He snaps another one wide, and it's going to wrap around the ice again to Begley. Begley wraps it back around where it's going to come, but Kai Holm's going to get there first. Kai chips it out, just misses a streaking Lucas Fear, but it comes over to Pierre, who slams it in, and Hodges sets it up for Gregoire. Gregoire reverses it to Grammer, who gives it back to Gregoire, who gets it up to the wing to Holm. Holm now exits the zone, and he's being harassed by Pierre, but Holm's able to get to the red line and get it in deep. Right there where Lucas Fear is able to get on the forecheck and rides Fleischacker off the play, but it comes to Godbout, who chips it to Jensen, and away come the Pioneers across ice to Pierre. Pierre crosses the blue line, ridden off by Moylan, but Pierre gets the edge, and he whips it wide of the net where it's Gruba and Jess converge, but it's kept in by Gruba, and here comes Fleischacker. Fleischacker chips it into the corner where Jensen has it. Jensen, and Jensen comes around, but it's hits a skate and deflected, and here come the Spuds. Jess, Triggs, 2-on-1. And they're going to come in offsides as Colin Jess moved laterally before he gained the zone, and Triggs did not quite delay enough to stay onside.
Yeah, I think Triggs was ready to get in and get a good opportunity there, but Colin Jess turned before he crossed the blue line there, and it was a good opportunity there.
Good quick transition again by both teams, creating offensive opportunities. Johnson will step in to the faceoff against Hardy, and Johnson wins it back. Moylan slams it in around. Keppel sets it up there for Begley. Begley hits Strobel on the wing, and he's just able to chip it out. Now Gunkel throws it in, back in for the Spuds where Begley has it, and he gets it to Reagan, and Reagan's checked nicely by Johnson. He peels back, reverses it to nobody, and Jess is there to break that play up. And now Jess and Johnson in the corner, slams it back in, and Begley comes around, rolls it around the wall to Eischen, and he's met there by Moylanen. Now Carter Johnson has it in the slot, and he steps in, but he's checked off nicely by Hardy, who clears the puck, and Moylanen's going to get it to center ice and throw it back in. Rolls in behind Keppel where Begley gets it, and he sets up, goes high off the glass, where Grant Frisch is able to keep it in, but it bounces right to Hardy, and now we got a 2-on-1 forming for the Pioneers. Eischen to Strobel, and Hodges slides across and gets his blocker on that opportunity from Strobel, and here comes Luke Grammer and the Spuds. Up to Triggs. Triggs lays it in, but Fleischacker's able to intercept. And the Pioneers clear, and they've got another 2-on-1. Strobel coming in, and Luke Grammer on the back deck is able to come and get Zupfer ridden off the play. And the puck is cleared to Triggs, who chips it over to Lindberg. Lindberg 2-on-2 with Grammer joining. Johnson gets it. Johnson slaps it over to Grammer, who tips it in on Keppel. Carson Triggs there trying to slam it home, and we got a 3-on-2 back the other way for the Pioneers. Here comes Zupfer. He's got Quas. Tries to center it, but it is deflected nicely by McCoy Gregoire, and Grammer's the first to the corner to clear the puck. Thrown back in by Palatichuk. McCoy Gregoire there to set up behind Hodges. Snaps it up the wing to Triggs. And we've got delayed offsides on the Pioneers.
Yeah, some good opportunities for Moorhead there. Luke Grammer doing an excellent job of recognizing when to jump up in the play. The only problem is if no one covers for him, it leads to odd man rushes coming back the other way. So Moorhead's going to have to tighten that up, but good awareness by Luke Grammer to join the rush.
Looked like a bit of a track meet there for a couple of minutes. Dronen steps in against Zupfer, and Dronen wins it back. Now he's got the puck, chips it in, but Reagan's there to intercept it and throw it back. Now Gregoire's going to chip it back to Reagan. Triggs ties him up, and Dronen comes away with it. We've got a break coming for the Spuds. Dronen snaps it, and he scores! Quick shot from Max Dronen underneath the glove of Keppel, and the Spuds have tied this game.
Yeah, great shot. Just under his glove on the bottom right corner. Great shot by Dronen. Able to tie it up here, get some momentum back from Moorhead, and we have ourselves a game again.
Well, we had a little game in the neutral zone of ping pong between Gregoire and Reagan, just making the simple play back and forth, and the Spuds were finally able to pop that puck loose and get Max Dronen to enter the zone, and really a fine shot by Max to move one way and shoot it back the other as Keppel was sliding, and we've got a tie game.
getting a chance to watch both these goaltenders with these back and forth rushes.
Spuds are going to continue play in deep where Overbo lays a heavy check there. Now Kai Holm first to the puck in pursuit, and Lucas Fear is on Palatichuk. Palatichuk rides him off, and Fleischacker is able to come away with it, but Overbo's there to intercept, and he's going to be in on Fleischacker. Lucas Fear and Dronen harass Fleischacker. Centering attempt on Kai Holm, and he tries to throw a check and just clips one of the Pioneers, and we're going to have a penalty. Likely for tripping on Kai Holm as he tried to throw his hip into a Pioneer there and just clipped his leg.
Yeah, Kai's an aggressive player, and he tried to throw that hip check. I don't think it was anything intentional. It looked like a trip, but I thought it was a good hip check, to be honest.
So we'll get a good look at the Pioneers power play here. Johnson and Jess on to kill with Grammer and Gunkel. We got Strobel in to win the draw to Palatichuk, and he's going to slide it Pierre on the right side back to Palatichuk. He's going to snap a shot, and Hodges saw it the whole way and gloved it down.
Yeah, you know, if Hill Murray wants to have a chance, they're going to have to wait to get a little traffic in front of the net before they fire that biscuit, and you're not going to get too many past Hodges if he's got a clear vision.
Strobel and Johnson in. This time Johnson's able to win it, but it bounces to the wall where Pierre slides it to Palatichuk again. Now Fleischacker on the left, up to Palatichuk, back to Fleischacker. Fleischacker's looking for something. Ooh, a good stick by Jess. Almost picks one off, but Pierre back to Fleischacker. Quick shot, hits traffic, and here come the Spuds now with Jess exiting the zone. And he's nice play by Pierre coming back to pick off the puck. And it comes rink wide to Godbout, who's going to elect to pull up and set up the power play again. Godbout snaps it back, or out front to Charlie Strobel, who gets a stick on it, and he's hammered down hard. Tried to clear, but Palatichuk keeps it in, and it bounces to Pierre. Pierre tries to snap it on net, but deflected nicely away by Jess, and here comes Fleischacker now. Over to Pierre, who one-times it, puck's in behind Hodges, and it's in the net.
You know, this Pierre, he's not only did he pick Cullen Jess at center ice, quickly turns around and creates two opportunities and gets a backdoor pass and buries it. So the Wisconsin commit is putting some of his skills on display here, and he's a nice player.
Well, the Spuds have been able to answer the Pioneers the previous two times here tonight, or this afternoon, and we'll see if they've got an answer here again.
I think for Moorhead, when they're on the penalty kill with that top unit for Hill Murray out there, they may have to be a bit more aggressive and not give them any room out there.
Puck is down and it's tied up, 50-50 puck, and Reagan's going to step up and slam it back in. Hodges will step up behind and set it up there for Moylanen, but it's sticked off nicely there by Mountain of the Pioneers. Puck rolled back around to the far side where Lindbergh tries to clear it out, but it's played there by the Pioneer defense, Begley, and out comes Max Dronen now. Dronen gets to the red line, chips it in deep, and Triggs is in pursuit of Reagan. Reagan's going to be the first there, and he rolls it around the wall to Loschinger. Loschinger is tied up nicely there by Lindbergh, and the Pioneers play it in deep again. Now Loschinger and Lindbergh to the puck, and Loschinger gets it nicely over to Zupfer, who gets it wide to Mountain. Mountain enters the zone, but he's sticked and checked nicely off the play by Moylanen. Gregoire picks it up, reverses back to Moylanen, up to Lindbergh. Mishandles on the wall, but that puck's going to get out anyway, and almost chipped past Begley for a break for the Spuds, but he hits his skate, and now the Pioneers come back. Reagan just plays it in deep behind. Hodges will set it up there, and he wraps it around the wall where it's played by Gregoire, who tries to snap it over to Lindbergh, just past everybody, but Palatichuk will get to it before it crosses the red line. Palatichuk's looking for a rink-wide or length of the ice pass to Strobel, but it hits traffic, and now Gregoire's the first to it. Wisely plays it back behind to Grant Frisch, and Grant Frisch is looking for some help, and he rolls it around to Kai Holm. Kai Holm gets a stick on it, but Fleischacker's there to keep it in, and here comes Lucas Fear now. Lucas Fear gets it out to the middle of Holm, and Holm's got some speed. Here comes Kai, chips it behind Palatichuk, and Palatichuk bodies him up, and we've seen that a number of times tonight where it seems dangerously close to interference, but the refs aren't calling that one tonight.
Yeah, it's been physical from the first drop of the puck here, and they're letting it go here, which it's a competitive game, and they're using their bodies, but it's been that way from the first drop here, so they're letting it go, and we got 4:55 left here in the second period. Moorhead's going to have to try and pop one in here to get some momentum back.
Johnson wins the draw back to Grammer, and he can't quite make a play. He's tied up by Godbout, and the Pioneers are able to chip it out down the length of the ice. It's not going to make it there as Jess and Pierre race to it, and they're both tied up, but here come the Spuds, and Grammer gets to it, where he sets up behind his own net now. Luke Grammer looking to come out, looking for a play. Gets it to Triggs nicely on the exit pass, and here comes Triggs with Johnson joining. Triggs gets it into Johnson, and he's checked off nicely by Begley and Gruba there, and tied up in the corner. Now Triggs ties up his guy Jensen, and Godbout ties up Triggs. We got 3 Pioneers and 3 Spuds looking to win a puck, and it comes away to Jensen, who peels away, and he's looking to make a play, and he's got some patience there with the puck, but it's picked off by Johnson. Now Johnson intercepts another one that bounces out front, but Keppel decides, I'm going to hang on and get a whistle here.
Yeah, so Moorhead will get an offensive zone face-off here with 4 minutes to go, and they got Lucas Fear's unit out there and Overbo, so they're going to have to put some pressure on Hill Murray here, trying to keep the puck in this end, and hopefully bury one for the Spuds.
Overbo's up for it, wins the draw back, and the Pioneers clear it. It's going to go the length of the ice, and we'll have an icing there.
I think Hill Murray's tried that periodically throughout the course of the game. Some people used to call it the niner, but this is a different variation of sending their wings flying out and trying to hit them, let them get behind the Moorhead defense, and just something Moorhead's going to have to be mindful of here on the defensive side.
Well, anytime you got 5 players standing still with any faceoff, there's an offensive opportunity there. If all 5 defending players don't react to a play, you can create some offense, and the Pioneers have tried that. They win a faceoff again, and Palatichuk just slams it out to neutral zone.
He's trying that same play.
Gunkel throws it back in around behind. Fleischacker reverses to Palatichuk, and here they come up the ice. A more traditional-looking zone exit as Palatichuk carries it through the neutral zone, gets to the red, and fires it hard around where Hodges isn't quite able to get there. But Quast is there first for the Pioneers, slams it in deep. Overbo mishandles, but here comes Gunkel, and he gets it to Fear. Fear comes up and slides it to Holm. Holm's got some space. He snaps it hard right over the glove of Keppel, and it just goes wide of the net. Big hit there by Overbo as he and Mountain meet, and it comes over to Gregoire, who wraps it again around to Gunkel, and here come the Pioneers off the bench. And Gunkel plays it up high where Fleischacker is going to get it in the neutral zone, and he's going to look for a play, and he snaps it back over to Eischen. Eischen crosses the line, played there by Gunkel, and he fires it over the net, but it rings around to Reagan. Reagan's going to step in, finds low support, back to Reagan. He snaps it to the net with traffic, but it's met and defended well by the Spuds there, and it's cleared the length of the ice for an icing.
Good aggressive shift by Kai Holm, and I tell you what, if he wasn't going to West Point next year, he may have a shot to play for the NDSU Bison. As much as he's throwing his weight around out there, he is letting the other team know that he's here to play. So good physical play by Kai Holm.
Kai Holm certainly is a wrecking ball out there, and I would not want to be a defender with Kai Holm barreling down the ice at me. Max Dronen wins it with some help from Triggs, and Grammer escapes nicely away from Hardy. And then he reverses it back behind to Grant Frisch, who's going to come up the ice and find Lindberg on the wing, who snaps it rink wide to Triggs, and Triggs has space. Here comes Carson, closed out nicely on defense there by Reagan. Play comes to Frisch. Frisch slams it back in deep, and Triggs is going to go play Reagan in the corner, and he's able to disrupt him. Lindberg gets it to Frisch. Frisch snaps it to Grammer. Here comes Luke, snaps it to the net, and Dronen was ridden off the play by Begley to get his stick off the ice. Very nice defensive play by Axel Begley there.
Yeah, good job, and good quick pass over to Grammer, who gets it on net, and Dronen joins the party just a hair late, and he's surrounded by hugs from Hill Murray. They didn't want him too close to their goalie, and took exception to Dronen being too close there.
Triggs is going to take this face off against Jensen. He wins it back to Moylan, and Moylan snaps it to Gunkel. Gunkel's going to take a shot, but no, passes it across to Jess across the box. A very good looking play. Cullen takes it off his skate to stick with a quick shot, but Keppel's there.
Yeah, good pass from Gunkel, noticing Jess on the backside here, and just not able to get it past the goalie.
Triggs again in against Pierre, and Triggs wins it to Moylan, and again he decides to shoot, but Pierre blocks it with his skate, and Godbout gets there, and they try that quick long play up through the neutral zone again.
Just barely snuck out of the zone. I think we got an offsides here, but
resulting in an offsides. A little bit of rocket hockey being played by the Hill Murray Pioneers, where they just get to the puck and throw it down the ice.
Yeah, they're looking for that stretch pass breakaway scenario, but
Spuds win the draw. Nice play from Gunkel to Moylan into Johnson in the middle to Triggs, who had the
Great
corner
pass
there, but Keppel flashed his blocker up there to steer that one aside. And out comes Palatichuk to Godbout, who again rockets it across the ice, and here comes Nick Pierre. Nick Pierre's moving in, but the play's offsides.
You know, I can see what they're trying to do here. You got skaters like Pierre, and he's so fast, and if they can get that puck, just get it out in the neutral zone and try and sneak it behind Moorhead's defense, a player like Pierre is going to be in all alone. So if they keep trying this, sooner or later the kid's going to break free, but not a lot of thought into that. They're just getting it out into the neutral zone and letting their skaters go grab it.
And hopefully there's a funny bounce or a misplay by a Spud, and they got something. Puck comes in on Hodges, and he steers it dangerously to the side where the Pioneers are now on the forecheck, and it's played in deep by Reagan behind to Gregoire, who slaps it around to Fear on the wall, and Fear's going to get there first. And Overbo gets the long stick on it, and he chips it in behind Begley, and Begley interferes with him again, but no call on that play. Overbo comes in with a hard hit on Regan, and again the Pioneers play some rocket hockey and just fire it as hard as they can through the neutral zone. Spuds play it in deep where Begley plays it around the wall, but he's met there by Fear, and they play it in behind to Regan, who gets it over to Mountain, back to Regan, and here comes Regan around his net trying to exit the zone. Looking for something, just chips it high off the glass, and met there by Gregoire. Gregoire and Loschinger battle, but the play comes back to Grammer, and here comes Luke Grammer up the ice, and he sidesteps a Pioneer and is just able to chip it up along, but Reagan's there to play the puck down the ice again, and we've got an icing.
Yeah, Hill Murray's defense not really not getting real crisp passes. There's some opportunities there. They've got their forwards open, but they're opting to just get it off the glass and get it out in the neutral zone. So if that's the if that's the recipe, and hopefully they can pick some of those off, but some wide open players out there if they hit them on the tape.
Triggs and Strobel in. Strobel wins it back to Fleischhacker. He tries to rocket it down the ice, but Johnson picks it off to Gunkel. Gunkel mishandles, but he's got time. He's looking, and he's looking. He gets tipped away there by Palatichuk, and now Jess first to the puck. He tries to step around Palatichuk, but he's bodied off there. Plays it in deep. Triggs in pursuit, but Fleischhacker gets it to Eischen, and he's going to cross the red line. Here comes Eischen with speed, gets the edge on Moylanen, but Moylanen bodies him off nicely, and here comes Cade, who slides it up to Johnson, and Johnson's going to get it over to Triggs, and now Jess has it at center ice, but is sticked away from Palatichuk. Here comes Carter Johnson now. Here Carter Johnson crosses, tries to fire, but hits Palatichuk's skate, and he goes down in a heap. Now Fleischhacker plays it in behind where Hardy stares at it for a bit and decides to grab it, and now he gets it to Palatichuk, and he's ridden off by Jess, and Jess is shoved to the ice. Now Johnson rides Strobel off to play, but Palatichuk joins. Played on Gunkel, tries to move, but Gunkel sticks him away, and Strobel rides Gunkel hard off the play. The puck comes back to Fleischhacker, who flips it up, and that's going to end the second period.
Yeah, we got a 3-2 game with the Pioneers have the advantage, and you know, there are a couple of their top forwards are really taking advantage of the opportunities they've got, and I think Pierre has buried a couple here tonight. So I think, were they both power play goals?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't think so. The one was a power play goal.
Okay.
The one was a broken play, and Pierre might have all
That's
three
right.
goals.
Yeah, he might. But I thought he had 2 power play, but I forgot about the broken play one. So yeah, he may have a hat trick. So yeah, they're getting their puck to their top dog, and he's taking advantage of it.
On the Ryan Frisch Realty scoreboard at the end of 2, the visiting Hill Murray Pioneers 3, the Spuds 2.
Check. Check.
Check, check, check. Can you hear me on that one? Check, 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 check. You're on this one,
Yeah, mic check 1.
Mic check 2.
I,
Well, Rob, we're back for the third period, and the crowd is ready to support their Spuds.
That's right, on the Ryan Frisch Realty scoreboard heading into the third period. Pioneers holding a 3-2 lead, and I don't expect them to walk out of here with an easy win today. The Spuds are going to come out charging in the third.
I would think so. Like I say, all these Spud players, but the seniors in particular, they're playing on the sheet of ice where they learned to skate in the first place, and this is it for them regular season. So I expect a competitive third period from the Spuds, and I'm guessing Hill Murray's not going to lie down either.
Some final words of wisdom from the coaches as the players prepare for the drop of the puck on the third. We might have a delay to let the ice set up. It looks a little wet out there, and the officials look concerned.
We'll make sure that Dennis Bushy rink is frozen solid before they get going.
Well, if there is an ice-making contest, Dan, I would put Dennis Bushy up against anyone in the state. The man knows how to make ice.
He's had lots of experiences. He's seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I would agree with you.
For anyone viewing at home who might be confused by the logo inside, just inside each blue line, that's not a molar. It's actually a silhouette of Dennis Bushy raising the Stanley Cup the first time that Matt Cullen won the Cup. He brought it home and handed it to Dennis, and that's his silhouette.
It's not a molar. It is. That's Coach Bushy with his famous picture holding that cup up, and what a fun atmosphere that was when Matt was able to bring the cup home and share that with the folks here in Moorhead. And obviously Bushy's been a huge part of Moorhead hockey, so fun for him to be a part of that.
Absolutely. Well, we are clearly sitting, waiting for the ice to set up. We certainly don't want a high school hockey game like this with late season implications to be impacted by a puck getting stuck on a defender or some kind of a turnover as a result of the ice conditions. So I think it's a wise move from the officials here to let that ice settle.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not sure if they counted attendance here or not, but it is a full ice, full house. I mean, every piece of glass is filled up, and really a fun atmosphere. It only gets like this maybe once a year. Like I say, I think the last time was probably that state VF tournament. And fun, real fun. I don't know if the fire marshal's here, but she's full.
I think the official count is one less than what the fire marshal wants.
That's what I had heard, so I just want to make sure we're clear on that.
And all joking aside, I wonder if the amount of people in the building is impacting the ice right now, if it has any impact on the temperature of the air temperature in the building. I know there's a lot of hot air being blown around up here. I'm not sure if that's the case around the rest of the facility.
Yeah, hot air rises though, so I don't know. I'm guessing Coach Bushy's got her figured out here. It looks like the compressors are kicked in, and
Well, our field reporter Carter Castoris just did confirm that the officials are letting the ice set up.
Okay, well that makes sense. Safety first, and nobody wants a bad turnover because the puck is stuck on the ice. So smart move. Looks like the refs are almost ready to get things rolling here. And
this might call for a version of the old Tom Freeberg Russian warm-up, he called it, where the whole team would go on the ice and sprint as fast as they could twice around the ice. It might create enough of a breeze to kind of let that ice dry up and freeze down there.
that's a thought. I mean, it looks like it's still pretty wet around the corners. Not sure if the Zamboni just laid out some extra water or what, but
Always tricky when you're cleaning the ice and how much water to put down on those corners, and the refs feel like it's time to play. You know, I never did confirm if the Russians actually did that warm-up down, but I think it was just a motivational tool from Coach Freeberg back in the day.
yeah, Coach Freeberg had a way of motivating his players to get the most out of them. And
Well, I'm glad to see it doesn't look like we're going to need that warm-up here. We're going to get the puck down
go.
and start the third. Johnson in against Jensen. Puck is down. It's a loose puck, and it's won there by Jensen. Back to Fleischhacker, who lays it in deep, and it's going to go behind Hodges. Grammer's going to be first there. Wraps it hard up to Jess, and we'll see if Cullen can handle it on the wing. He's met there by a Pioneer. Jensen, it looks like. Now Godbout joins the fray. Gregoire's in there. Grammer's poking at it, and here comes Jess, too. We got 3 Spuds and 2 Pioneers, and Jess comes away with it. Gets it over to Johnson, and we got the Spuds on the loose. Fleischhacker, it keeps Triggs in check, and he lays it around where Keppel kind of gets a stick on it there to disrupt it, but Triggs picks up, cycles around, tries to get it out to Jess, and it's held in now by Gregoire, who rips it down low to Triggs. Triggs tries to fire a pass up, and Gregoire slams it back on. Jess tries a nifty entry pass into Triggs, met there by, I believe, Palatichuk, who just hammers it down the ice for the Pioneers, and we have an icing.
yeah, a couple good opportunities for Moorhead, and Hill Murray just tries to get a switch on the lineup here before Moorhead was able to capitalize on any of those chances.
Dronan's going to step in against Charlie Strobel here for the faceoff to the left of Keppel. And the puck is there. It's kind of one up to the point where Gunkel slams it back in. And Begley's the first to it. Lays in behind where Reagan lays out Carson Triggs behind the net. Puck comes up to the point where it's held in by Moylan, he lays it in. Triggs wins a battle there with Begley, but Regan's there to steer it away, and Hardy comes out with it. He lays out center ice, and Moylan stumbles, and the Pioneers are going to get a break out of this. Tries to center it, but Gavin Lindberg back pressure is able to break that pass up to Strobel, and he comes away with it, gets it to the red line, lays it in deep behind Regan, and Gavin Lindberg's going to pursue Begley, but Begley rolls it around the wall where Strobel's going to get to it, but Grammer steps away with it, and Luke Grammer steps up and tries to lay it up where now Dronan picks it up, and he's in. He's got Triggs breaking. Snaps it to the net. And Triggs was coming, but Eischen there tying up Triggs nicely prevents a scoring chance for the Spuds. Grant Frisch slams it back in, and Luke Grammer steps down to play the puck, but just misses it as he tried to step to the net. And now it's tied up there. Grammer comes away with it again, but slapped away from his stick by Regan. Now Grant Frisch is regrouping, and he slides it up. But wisely, Carson Triggs does not play the puck as Kai Holm had stepped on the ice, and the Spuds would have been in danger of a too-many-men penalty. Long stretch pass comes in on Hodges, and he shuffles it to the side for Frisch. Frisch reverses it back, and Quast is being disruptive there, and he skewers it up to Fleischhacker, and he misfires. Fortunately for the Pioneers, Quast is there again to turn that puck back down to the corner. Now laid in behind, and tried to wrap around attempt there, but very cleverly played, sticked away by Luke Grammer, and Holmes able to come out and chip it in behind Palatichuk. Palatichuk wraps it around the wing to nobody in particular, but Kai Holmes the first one to get it. Kai Holmes tries to play it off the wall, but he's met there by Nick Mountain, and Mountain slams it in behind Hodges. Now Gregoire in pursuit, and he reverses it back to Moylan, who steps out and finds Fear on the right, and Fear comes up the ice and finds Holm across the ice. Pioneers are going for a change. They flip it in, but Fleischhacker gloves it down, and he plays it up the ice looking for Pierre. Triggs picks it off, and here comes Caden Triggs, 1-on-3. Jensen rides him out to play. Fleischhacker sticks the puck, but Triggs controls the puck in the corner. Fleischhacker comes away, but Johnson is there to meet him and keeps it alive. Now he kicks it to Triggs, and Triggs snaps it up to Gregoire. Big Mac steps in and snaps it hard on net with traffic. I think Jess or Triggs got a stick on it, but it goes high up over Keppel into the netting.
Yeah, good pass by Triggs. Rather than just throwing it in a group of guys there and a bunch of traffic. He sees a defenseman wide open, gets it out there, and good opportunity for Moorhead, just tipped a little bit wide.
Well, great ice awareness as usual from this line to understand where their support is, where their teammates are, and it creates a lot of offensive chances, and we'll see if they can get something going for the Spuds here as Johnson and Jensen step in, and Johnson kicks it back to Gunkel. Gunkel's going to go rink wide to Grammer, who's going to survey, and he goes back on a hinge to Gunkel, and Gunkel slides it up to Jess, and the Spuds are coming. Jess slaps it up to Triggs, and it bounces off his stick, but Cullen's the first one there. And then Jensen comes back to break up a play going back to Triggs, and he circles behind his net, and he comes up with some speed. Jess is pursuing him with a stick, and then Carter Johnson picks it off. Very nice play as Johnson turns it back, getting the edge on Begley. Tries a back pass to Jess, who is able to control it into the corner, but he's checked off nicely by Jensen, and now Begley's going to try to clear, but he hits Johnson. And it comes to Pierre, who slides it across to Gruba. Gruba enters the zone, and Gunkel plays him nicely, and here comes Luke Grammer, slides it up to Jess. Jess entering through the neutral zone, makes a move, and he gets by Gruba, and Jess steps around and slides it to the net on the backhand, but it's sticked away there by Keppel. And here comes Palatichuk around his own net, steps up the center nicely, and then slides it wide over to Hardy. Hardy comes up the center, crosses the blue line, and it's just offsides, or Strobel would have been in on Hodges.
Yeah, they had a good odd man rush there, good opportunity, and again, Moorhead saved by the whistle there on that one.
Looked a little reminiscent of a play earlier in the game where Triggs had just got in a little too early, and I think Strobel got excited on the open ice he had in front of him and just entered the zone a little bit too quickly before the puck came. Droning in now, and it's one back by Hardy to Palatichuk to Fleischacker, who just softly lays it in where Gregoire will get there first. Eischen pursues him hard, and nice play by Strobel in anticipation to get there, and he keeps it alive, but the Spuds are going to come away as Gregoire rolls it up to Palatichuk. Nice move by Palatichuk to come in with some authority, and he rolls it around the corner where Strobel is going to battle with Dronen, and Strobel knocks it back to the corner. Gregoire is going to reverse it to Moylanen, and Moylanen is going to try to play it up. Palatichuk's there, though. Great anticipation from him to keep that play alive for the Pioneers, and it comes up to him. He snaps it to the net, and Hodges calmly sticks it to the corner where Dronen's going to carry around behind, and now out front. Slides it up to Carson Triggs, who's going to lay it across the ice to Lindbergh, and Lindbergh's going to get on the end of that pass, and here comes Gavin on the edge. He fires a shot in with a streaking Triggs, and Keppel calmly sticks it aside. And now Grammer gets ridden off hard by Eischen off the play, and he gets up, and here comes Strobel back for the Pioneers. Puck comes back to Strobel, who snaps it towards the net, but Hodges is going to grab that one and get a whistle.
Yeah, we got 11:56 left in the third. A one-goal game. The next goal is going to be critical for either team. Whoever gets this next goal is going to be critical at this stage of the game.
Overbo is going to step into this face-off to the right of Hodges with Zupfer. Zupfer wins it to the wall, but Grammer's going to come away with it, and he's got some speed up through the neutral zone. He's attacking. It's 2-on-4, and he mishandles the puck. Sticked away by Begley there. Now Fear's going to battle with Quast, and Zupfer's going to come away with it, and he's going to cross the blue line with in check from Luke Grammer, who lays it in. Zupfer does behind the net where Quast is ridden off nicely by Grant Frisch. Grant's going to reverse the puck back to Grammer, and here comes Luke, snaps it wide to Fear. Fear exits the zone and lays a pass up the middle to Holm, who chips it in deep for Overbo, and Mike's the first to the puck. Reagan rides him off hard, and he throws it out front where Kai Holm chips it up over the net. And now Luke Grammer's in pursuit of a puck, and he's going to be able to win that puck. Overbo steps in, and Grammer now trying to win a puck, and it comes up to Holm, and Holm snaps it into traffic, but Quast gets a piece of it, and Begley exits the zone. And here comes the Pioneers, ridden off hard by Holm, but they're able to get it deep, and here comes Luke Grammer, and he's going to find Mike Overbo at the far blue line. Mike is able to get a stick on it, chips it in deep behind Palatichuk, but he fires it around to the far side. Fleischacker and Pierre are the first to the puck, and Triggs intercepts, but here comes Nick Pierre through the neutral zone. He's got some space and speed, and Gunkel plays him nicely off the play as Pierre tried to get around Gunkel. High into the air is Jensen to glove down a puck and keep it in, and Moylanen is able to get to it, and he reverses back nicely to Jess, who comes up to play, and the Pioneers are going to have a penalty, but Jess sneaks it into Triggs, who tries to come in on the triangle and drives to the net, and the Pioneers are going to get called here on a high stick.
Yeah, good opportunity here now for Moorhead to, not sure who they're going to go out with, leave their top guys out or make a switch here.
Tell you what, Dan, as that penalty was called, a delayed penalty coming, Cullen Jess makes one of his beautiful little entry passes into Triggs. As he enters the zone, he knows how to manipulate that defender's stick and go through his triangle to find a streaking player, and he got Triggs in for a good opportunity there.
Yeah, good players will draw the defenders to themselves and then dish it off to their teammate there where they've got open ice, and good awareness by Jess.
Johnson in for the draw, and it comes over to where Overbo steps in to help out, but just misfires on his pass back to the point. Luke Grammer retreats and gets it over to Jess on the wing. Jess is going to slide it back to Grammer, and here comes Grammer across the line, hinges it back to Jess, who's going to enter with speed. Cullen crosses the line, he needs some help, chips it in deep behind Keppel to the far side, and they try to clear, but Johnson picks it off. Overbo up to Grammer, and the Spud set up. Grammer's going to snap it on net, but Keppel sees it and gloves it down clean.
Yeah, clean vision there for the goaltender, and Jess was trying to get in there and create a screen, but the defender does a good job of keeping him out of the way.
Good bit of control by the Spuds coming up the ice on their power play, and Cullen Jess with a nice play to get the puck to where his support was, and they're able to set up there on the left side. Now Johnson's in against Eischen, and Johnson wins it. Over to Grammer to Triggs, and Triggs tries to snap it over to Overbo, and it's in the net. Carter Johnson on a rebound, and the Spuds have tied this game.
Michael Overbo took a big hit there trying to get that rebound, but it created an opening for Johnson, I believe, buried the puck, and good effort by Moorhead to just keep banging away and not giving up on that play, and they finally got one to go.
Well, the Cullen Hockey Center has exploded to life here with the Spuds tying that up on the Herberts and Gerbers power play goal, and it all starts with a clean face-off win from Carter Johnson. Pass across from Grammer to Triggs. Overbo takes a big hit, and Johnson cleans up the mess, and we got a tie game.
Tie game with 10 minutes to go, and this is what this crowd came for.
Well, we've got a big reaction from the crowd as Gavin Ligberg goes to play a puck and gets the stick whacked out of his hands, and the Pioneers get the puck, no call, but they've got it deep in the Spud zone, but they're able to clear. Now Fleischhocker's going to peel back, and he's pursued by Carson Triggs. Gets it to Palatichuk, who lays it back into his own end, and Keppel sets it up there for Fleischhocker. Fleischhocker's going to survey the ice behind his net. Lindberg's going to take a look at him and see what happens, and there comes Fleischhocker. He reverses to Palatichuk, and Palatichuk just has no play but to chip it down the ice. Nice and soft over. Grammer's pursued heavy by Eischen, and he's ridden off hard.
You know,
Now
Eichen's a physical player. He's been all over our defenders.
And puck comes up to the point to Palatichuk, who slides it to Fleischhocker, and the Pioneers get a very important answer. With traffic in front, the puck was tipped past Hodges.
You know, oftentimes in hockey, whenever there's a goal scored, there is always another goal scored right after, and in this case, that's what happened. So, yeah, Hill Murray answers. They get the lead with 9 minutes to go.
Big hit by Begley's going to go here, and this could be
Knee to knee.
It's a knee-to-knee hit, and I'm not even sure if that's automatically more than a 2-minute penalty, but he'll get at least 2 here.
Well, this might be the opportunity that Moorhead needs here. I don't know if he's going to get 2 or more. 2.
2's been put up on the board, Dan, and the knee-to-knee has been officiated differently here the past few years, as it's one of the more dangerous plays, and nobody wants players getting significant knee injuries, and they're going to take him off for that one for 2. Puck is down now, droning in. Rammed up by the Pioneers, gets past Moylanen, and here comes Gregoire now to regroup behind his own net. And he's got Zupfer in pursuit. He leaves it back for Moylanen, and up come the Spuds. Gets it across to Dronen, Dronen up to Lindberg. Lindberg crosses the red line. He's going to lay it in softly behind Palatichuk. Palatichuk's going to run a little bit of interference again, as the Pioneers have done all game, but no call there. Gregoire slams it back in deep where Lindberg gets it. Now Lindberg trying to control. Fleischhocker on him, Palatichuk down there, and Dronen and Triggs. Now Dronen gets it, and Dronen in the corner lays it to Triggs. Triggs tries to get it up to Moylanen, successful. Back down to Triggs in support, and he tries to get it down to Dronen, but that's picked off nicely by some Pioneer sticks. And now the play is pursued by Palatichuk, who's able to get there and slam it down the ice. Gregoire's going to set up in behind, and the Spuds will go for a little change. Luke Grammer's going to come in. Gregoire will hand off the puck to him, and here come the Spuds. We got Johnson and Triggs to the right. Hinged back to Johnson, tries to get it back to Grammer, who just was not expecting that pass, and the Pioneers slam it back down the ice. Hodges sets it for Grammer, and here comes Luke up the middle, looking for a play, slides it to Triggs. He mishandles, and Pierre's going to be there. He turns it back down, and Hodges is going to stick it to the side, and here comes Charlie Strobel in pursuit, and Luke lays it softly up the wall to Jess, and Cullen Jess slows it down, snaps it across the ice to Grammer. Luke Grammer up the left side looking for some help. Here he comes, slides it across to Jess on a nice play, and here comes Cullen. Cullen's got support coming. He pulls up, gets it to Grammer down in the corner. Grammer back to Jess. Jess sliding up top, gets it to Johnson. Johnson's going to pass it up top to Grammer. Grammer looking, and he's going to slide it to Jess. Jess steps in to Johnson. Johnson looking for Triggs' backdoor, and it hits the foot of Regan to disrupt that play, and the Spuds had something cooking there. Regan plays it in behind for Gruba, and Gruba's going to be able to send it the length of the ice. A nice-looking penalty kill from the Pioneers. Hodges will set it up for Grammer as the penalty expires, and Grammer lays it up nice to Jess on the wall, and here come the Spuds. Spuds cross the line. A nice stick from Palatichuk there disrupts the play back to Triggs, but Triggs slams it into Overbo. Overbo slides it out to Jess in the slot. He just mishandles on the backhand, and the Pioneers are able to converge, and here comes Eischen down the ice. He's coming with speed on Moylanen. Gets to the edge. Moylanen with the long stick keeps him to the outside, rides him into the end wall. Quast is there to win the puck. He tries to play it up to the point, and Mike Overbo, it eludes him and gets up to Fleischacker, steps around Overbo, down to Quast. Quast looks to throw it back in deep, where Strobel will pursue, but Carter Johnson's going to be the first. And Carter tries to make a move, but Eichen's there to disrupt that again on the forecheck. And now Carter Johnson comes away with the puck, but it's picked off by Eichen again. Gunkel makes a play. It's up to Palatichuk. Palatichuk looked, and it's broken up by Johnny Franklin there. Johnny Franklin now handles the puck. Palatichuk in pursuit. Now Kai Holm comes, but Palatichuk's able to get it there. Palatichuk, Holm, and Franklin. Franklin wins it to Fear. Fear chips it in behind Eichen, and Fleischacker will be the first to it. He tries to lay a puck back where Eichen will be the first to it, and here he comes up the left side, tries to find Pierre in the center successfully. Here comes Pierre with speed, but Grant Frisch gets a body on Nick Pierre and rides him off the puck, and Luke Grammer finishes him off. Puck rolled up to the point. Reagan across to Begley. Begley snaps it to the net with Strobel with traffic again. Very solid at that all game long is Charlie Strobel in front of the Spuds net. And the Spuds lay it in behind. Grant Frisch rotates it to his cousin Johnny Franklin, and Franklin comes up the wing, snaps a pass across to Kai Holm, and under some duress, Kai flips it the length of the ice for an icing.
Yeah, active play back and forth. Good job by Moorhead's defense by stepping up on Pierre early, and yeah, this is a back and forth game. 4-3, we got, I said it here about 5 minutes ago, but the next goal is going to be a big one.
Well, Jensen's going to step in against Dronen. You got Godbout and Pierre on the wings, and it's one back to Gunkel, who spins the net and gets it to Lindberg. Lindberg's going to have some ice here. He's racing to the red line, but Jensen's able to cut him off before he can get there. And now Dronen's going to do some battle there with Jensen and Godbout. Lindberg's in the mix. Begley's waiting for it, and it pops back to him, and he rotates the ice over to Regan, who's going to mishandle there, and the ref runs a little interference and see if the Spuds can capitalize, but it pops just outside of the zone. We'll have an offsides.
Yeah, Hill Murray's been good with their gap control all game, stepping up on Moorhead, not giving them much space, and the same concept holds on their penalty kill. They were in Moorhead's face the entire time and didn't give Moorhead too much time to get anything going.
Dronen's going to step in for a face-off against Jensen, and Max wins it, but the puck pops to Fleischacker, who's maintaining that tight gap again. And Triggs just takes a pop to the chops there from Pierre. Play continues on. Palatichuk gets it up to Godbout, but Lindberg with a nice stick on the check there breaks that play up, and here comes Dronen with the puck again. Lindberg chips it in deep beyond Palatichuk. It'll go to the corner, and Fleischacker's first to it. Here comes Carson Triggs, who rides him off the play nicely. And the Spuds on a strong forecheck, pops loose, comes out, puck is loose, Keppel makes the save, Fleischacker clears, Lindberg turns it back, and Fleischacker's able to get it over the blue line, and here comes Nick Pierre in pursuit. Gunkel goes down and blows a tire as he escapes, but here comes Fleischacker up the ice. A little shot taken through a screen there, but Hodges sees it and blockers it away. Grammer rides his man off the play, and Gunkel's going to have the puck, reverses it to Grammer, and here comes Luke. Luke gets it up to Triggs. Triggs snaps it wide to nobody as Lindberg had gone off for a line change, and now Pierre's going to regroup. And he's looking for a play here. Gets it up on a nice little pass to Mountain. Mountain chips it in deep behind Gunkel. Grammer's there, and he backhands it back around to the wing. It looks like Jess has it, and he gets it to Johnson in the middle, and here comes Johnson, who gets it to Grammer. Grammer snaps it back across the ice to Jess, hits his foot, and he is unable to get a handle on it as Zupfer was there. But now Johnson turns it back, gets it to Grammer. Grammer's going to peel back as he's pursued by Jensen, and he spins away again. Now he's going to hinge it back to Gunkel. Gunkel's going to snap it up to Jess, and here come the Spuds. Jess crosses the line looking for somebody, tries to entry pass to Triggs, but it's picked off by Zupfer nicely with back pressure by the Pioneers. And Zupfer's going to navigate the ice, but Triggs is there. And Caden Triggs snaps a shot on goal, but Keppel's there. Plays up the wall to a Pioneer who clears the zone, and McCoy Gregoire slams it back in. Keppel sets it up for Begley. But Cullen Jess there ties up on the forecheck nicely and wins the puck and has Gregoire stepping down, but a good stick by Begley there, and it was disrupted that play, and Eischen comes away, and here comes Charlie Strobel. Strobel pulls up, but Hodges sticks that one away into the corner, and Hardy's the first to it. Hardy peels up the wall, but he's met there by Carter Johnson, and he's able to fight him off the puck, and Gregoire comes around to Triggs. Triggs exits the zone, hinges it back to Carter Johnson. Carter's going to get to the red line, 1-on-5 now, 2-on-5 with Fear, and Johnson wiggles his way through to almost a scoring area, but the Pioneers fend off that rush. Plays chipped up off a referee, and the Spuds are going to turn it back here. Lucas Fear's going to cross the line, but Plotachuk meets him there, and the play's kept alive. Holm pulls up, tries to snap it to the net, but Keppel sticks it to the corner where Fleischacker picks it up, wraps it around to Eischen. Eichen's going to come out of the zone and try to find Strobel, but it's picked off by Grammer, and here comes the counterattack. Luke Grammer stepping in, slides it wide to Overbo. Tries to slide it into the middle to Holm, but defended well by Johnson. Now Grammer has it on the side, tries a quick shot on Keppel, and he gets the pad down. Oh, centered to Fear on a nice attempt there. Now over to Holm, who slaps it in towards the net. And that bounces wide to the corner where Strobel's the first to it, but Fear ties him up. Pioneers step down, and we got some trouble as Grammer got caught in the middle, stepped past Plotachuk, but a nice play by Wyatt Gunkel to thwart that 2-on-1 effort coming, and now it's tied up, and Plotachuk sends it back in around where Hodges sets it up for Gunkel. Wyatt's back in behind Pierre's, keeping him in check. Fear chips it high up the wall, and Overbo is going to try to win a puck battle with Begley, but Begley wins it. Back to Jensen. Jensen throws it deep. It gets by Gunkel, and now Grammer is the first to it behind the net, and he plays it off of an oncoming Nick Pierre, and now he sets up behind and finds Overbo, who inexplicably fires the puck the length of the ice for an icing.
Well, I don't know if now would be a good time to maybe call a timeout and give your top guys a chance to catch a breath. We got 48 seconds left, and Moorhead's going to have to, and that's exactly what they do here. Moorhead's calling their timeout. Come up with a game plan and get their top dogs rested up and ready to battle for the last 48 seconds.
Well, you nailed it, Dan. The play was so frenetic, I had lost track of the time remaining in the game, and Michael Overbo very wisely, whether it was on his own or with instruction from the bench, got a whistle that the Spuds very desperately wanted at that point.
Yep. Well, we expected a game, and that's what we got here. A 4-3 game, and Hill Murray is a very formidable club. Legendary coach behind the bench there, and he always has this team ready to roll by tournament time, and this year is no exception.
Well, this has been a very tightly played, a physical game, a well-contested game with high level of skill up and down the ice from both sides in quick transition. It's a wonderful high school hockey game. We'll see if the hometown Spuds can draw up the play that's going to even this one up before the end of regulation.
Well, the crowd's ready. We got every eyeball in here staring at the Spuds as they trying to decipher the plan here. And that's what they'll do. They'll come out with their top group. And Grammer on the point with Moilanen. Got a face-off in the Spuds end, so they're going to have to get a clean breakout and make something happen here quickly.
Being that the face-off's in the left circle, Max Dronen's going to step in as a left-hander against Charlie Strobel. He's going to win the puck over to the side, but Eichen's able to get his stick in there and win the puck and tie it up in the corner with Grammer. Dronen and Grammer get it, but Grammer with a little nifty pass out to Jess, who comes up the ice, gets to the red line, and tries to send it in deep. Unable to as he's met there, but Moilanen turns it back now to Dronen. Dronen enters the zone, and the Spuds have Hodges off. They've got the extra attacker, 25 ticks left. Jess gets it, tries to center it, but Begley goes down and blocks that centering attempt. And now Plotachuk's going to try to just pin the puck for the remaining 20 seconds, and they're going to let him do it. The Spuds are in there whacking away trying to get to it, and it finally comes loose to Dronen, and the Pioneers have two guys in there now pinning the puck, and they're allowed to do it. Here comes Johnson, tries to center it out front to get it to the front of the net, and the Pioneers, here comes out a last attempt by the Spuds, and the Pioneers collapsed down in front of their net and defended that very well at the end of the game to come into Moorhead and steal a victory from the Spuds.
Yeah, it's an exciting game. Hill Murray is a good group, and they are excited over this win. Fun atmosphere, good crowd, great hockey game, great high school hockey game, like you said, Rob. And This is fun. This is fun. This was it. Last regular season game for both teams, and we head into tournament time here next week.
Well, it certainly was a great game. End of the season, a great tune-up for both of these teams going into their playoffs here. It was a well-played high school hockey game. Not the outcome the Spuds clearly wanted in front of the hometown crowd to end the season, but on the Ryan Frisch Realty scoreboard, the Pioneers come into Moorhead and defeat the Spuds, a final of 4-3.